Do you know about Rock?
Huh?
Oh, Rock was a wonderful man. He was one of the founders of Findhorn, and he was one of Scotland. Well, he was Scotland's greatest mathematician, and he was one of the century's great mathematicians. And he prided himself on the fact that he had no fantasy life, no dream life, nothing to stand, no imaginary life, nothing to stand between him and the direct perception of mathematics. And one day when he was in his mid-50s, he was walking in the gardens of Edinburgh, and he saw a faun. The faun was very surprised because fawns have always been able to see people, but, very few people ever see them. And, those little imaginary creatures, not a deer.
Oh.
You call them fawns, don't you?
Well, I thought a fawn was a baby deer.
Yeah, well, there's a deer that's called a fawn, but these are like those little...
Oh, the kind that Debussy...
Yes, right. Well, so he got to know the fawn, and then he got to know other fawns, and a series of conversations began, and more fawns would come out every afternoon to meet him, and he'd have talks with the fawns. And then one day after a while, when, they'd really gotten to know him, they asked him if he would like to meet Pan, because Pan would like to meet him. But, of course, Pan was afraid of terrifying him because he knew of the Christian misconception which portrayed Pan as an evil creature, which he's not. But Rock said he would love to meet Pan, and so they met, and Pan indirectly sent him on his way on a journey in which he met the other people who began Findhorn. But Rock used to practice certain exercises like, for instance, if he were right-handed, all today he would do everything with his left hand. All day, eating, writing, everything, opening doors, in order to break the habits of living. Because the great danger he felt for him was to fall into a trance out of habit. He had a whole series of very simple exercises that he had invented just to keep seeing, feeling, remembering. Because you have to learn now. It didn't used to be necessary, but today you have to learn something like, are you really hungry, or are you just stuffing your face? Because that's what you do out of habit. I mean, you can afford to do it, so you do it, whether you're hungry or not. If you go to the Buddhist meditation center, they make you taste each bite of your food, so it takes 2 hours. It's horrible to eat your lunch, but you're conscious of the taste of your food. If you're just eating out of habit, then you don't taste the food, and you're not conscious of the reality of what's happening to you. You enter the dream world again.